Hello, everyone. Hello, beautiful awakened souls. I'm Samantha of Senses of the Soul, and this is my November 2022 Ascension Energies Update. This month's theme is living our spiritual destiny. And the key words this month are personal truth, spiritual alignment, and service-oriented purpose. So what we're going to start this month is to live more through our heart. All of the shifts that have happened within us this year are setting us up for this, and that we are coming online for our spiritual destiny because we are ridding ourselves of karmic patterns, and relationships are shifting for us into co-creative relationships. So I mentioned earlier this year that there's two main archetypes that we would be embodying. So generally for the year, what I have is each month I have archetypes, but at the beginning of the year, I have two or one or more that we're going to be embodying as we move through the year. And this year it was the spiritual warrior and the mystic. So the spiritual warrior was more about psycho-spiritual endurance. And this has been a very tough year for many of you. And we have had to go through a lot of emotional processing, a lot of mental processing, really seeing our core patterns, releasing a lot of our wounded masculine. And we're seeing this in the collective as well and in the world. Now, as we move into November, we're embracing more of this mystic, the mystic archetype, which is about service-oriented purpose and about faith in a higher calling. Even after everything that's happened to you this year, it means that you are going to be moving into something new that will have more joy for you, and you'll be living more through your heart. So you may have already made some decisions that are pointing you that way, and that will continue as you go through this month and beyond into 2023. And in 2023, we're going to be in oneness. That's when we are going to finally embody our wholeness. So our masculine and feminine will be fully integrated by the time we get to January. I will talk more about that when I get there and what's in store for us for next year, where our spiritual destiny is really going to come online. So with the DNA upgrade in October, we are now tapped into our higher mind, and a new true self reality, that oneness, is coming online very quickly, where we create with spirit. And we are going to unfold to reflect this higher state. Every time we have a DNA upgrade, that's a big shift in consciousness and a big shift to the higher mind or to other qualities that are innately within us. And so I will always speak about when we're having DNA upgrades, because they are so very important to our ascension process. And we're going to have another one in February of 2023, which will be different, but equally important. Again, more about that in later videos. So you're going to now, with the help of this upgrade, you're honing your instincts more as we go through the eclipse gateways. And we're going to have another eclipse on November 8th. It's a full moon, total lunar eclipse. So the feminine divine energies are coming in more strongly. You'll be honing your instincts, honing your intuition, honing and receiving more messages about where you need to go, trusting your instincts more and your gut intuition. So really listen to that as you go forward in terms of the decisions that you need to make or are presented with. That's very important. So you're becoming like that human tuning fork. All right. And really tapping into this multidimensional sense of self. And this is only going to grow over time. We're really going to continue to expand on our multisensory system. So all the more important, of course, as we go into these darker days of winter here in North America. If you're in other parts of the world, you may be going into the summer months. But either way, you have more ability through the ascension energies to really tap into these different subtle energies that are coming in and being able to discern, right? Spiritually discern what you need and where you need to go. And that's living in faith. That's that mystic. It's just really getting a sense of where you need to go, but not fully knowing the details, but that's okay. You trust that. You trust life, you trust spirit, you trust yourself. And you move forward that way. And that's what we're going to be, again, moving into a little bit more here in November, and really lining up for service-oriented purpose. Because when we serve through the heart, then we really are giving from a wonderful place. And that's what we need to do as we move forward. It's more fulfilling for us. It feels better. Our relationships as well, because of the way relationships have shifted this year. And you'll see the ones that are coming online more for you that are enrich you, that are easy, they flow, you create together. And the other ones that, that have been released that are not in alignment with your highest good. And everyone needs to believe this, no matter where you are in this, because it means that you're moving into something different, and you just need to let go and trust as you move into this month, and know that it's all going to work out the way it needs to work out, and to really release the emotion around anything that's happened to you this year, and move into more of that space of just being present, being peaceful in yourself, and sitting and waiting and then acting on signs as needed. Okay, so work with that this month and see where you land. Really discern as you move forward. Your soul is growing stronger than ever, and you're more wiser than you've ever been. So again, trust that as you go forward. There is more joy coming in as we move into 2023. There is more wonder. So hang on for that, because you're seeing more about yourself. And right now you're just clearing a lot of those old patterns, a lot of the old emotion and the hurt and the trauma still. So you need a few more months to get through that to the other side. So symptoms that you'll have this month will be more clarity and illumination, confidence. Your confidence will begin to come back a little bit more, bit by bit. Some of you probably have had that kicked out from underneath you, or second guessing yourself now, but please don't. Follow through on your decisions and know that they are the right decisions for you. You're going to be honing your personal boundaries quite a bit this month, so continue to work with that. That's important. You'll be moving through a lot of things in the past where you didn't have good boundaries, or where you cross boundaries of others and need to be more respectful of boundaries. So that works on both sides. Speaking your truth better. You'll watch for throat and thyroid issues, as well as shifts in moon cycle dates, sort of aching energy shifts in the pelvic area. Grief will be a lot of grief processing this month, and a lot more heat flashes. So, we're shifting. The whole central nervous system is literally on fire, depending on the person. And take care of your central nervous system. Really make sure you're in a calm state as much as you can be as you're moving through all of this, and sit with anything that comes up and process it. Many will be feeling again lack of abundance, financial worry, as we're being fed a lot of fear around that from the worldly narrative and through the media. But please understand that we are moving into more abundant timelines in certain ways, and financially, as we ride those higher energies into more abundance and get what we need. Because when you're sitting in service-oriented purpose and you're living from the heart, then you receive everything you need to. You tap into those feminine creative energies. That's how it works. So trust that as you go forward if you're having some issues there and being concerned about that. So the products that I'm recommending this month are the Mystic Elixir. So the Mystic Elixir, one of the ingredients is echinacea, and echinacea is wonderful for supporting the immune system if you're feeling a little low, as well as it's very good at tethering the spiritual self to the material self. Okay, and this is what you're working on, is really pulling in that sense of spirituality into yourself and tethering that into the oneness. So that's a big part of what's happening. You may even find some days when that's out of alignment, that your root chakra is out, you're wobbly, your legs might even be wobbly. So the Mystic Elixir, very good for supporting the immune system, really grounding you from the spiritual, especially if you're feeling ungrounded, as well into the physical form. I'm also recommending the Prophet Essence to strengthen your throat chakra, to cleanse toxic thoughts about events unfolding outside of yourself that make you feel anxious or cause you to sway from your truth, okay? And especially when we have fear, for example, around abundance, we can be swayed from really what we know we need to do for ourselves. So just watch that in yourself. The Prophet Essence is fantastic for supporting that. And then I have the Fire Element Essence because we are in the fire cycle of creation. There are 5 cycles of creation. I have them on my website. I will have courses available in the future about the 5 creative cycles so that you can tap more into those and ride the waves to help support you for abundance in all parts of your life. And the fire element essence is also good for engaging in the next stage and steps of your soul path walking, which is what you're doing now. You're moving to a new phase, and gives you a stronger connection to the divine feminine and your own creative energy. So being in that fire cycle is a really potent cycle, and directing those fiery waves of emotion towards love and creative projects and new ideas. Okay. I'm also recommending my White Sage Spiritual Cleansing Spray. It's my best-selling spray. It's a gorgeous white sage smell, and spray it on yourself to really get clarity for protection, and it dispels the ego in favor of the higher self. It releases fear and connects you more to spiritual source. Also recommending my Healthy Boundaries tea. Definitely we need to have stronger boundaries as we move forward to really bring in those co-creative relationships. So we're honing those personal boundaries so that we can have better relationships as we go forward in the future. All right. That's really important, because when we have really healthy co-creative relationships, we spend less time on drama. We spend less time on being, energy sucked, and we move forward into creating with others, creating better things in the world. So that's why it's so important for us to have these healthy boundaries and these karmic patterns with relationships out as we move forward. So I've also got the Release the Heat tea. So we're going to have a lot of downloads this month and a lot of heat. The central nervous system is really jazzed up. So that one also helps with ascension hot flashes as well as menopausal hot flashes. We have a number of cosmic events this month. We have a couple of meteor showers, which always help with illumination as they cut through and bring in more cosmic energy. We have the full moon in Taurus with a total lunar eclipse. And we have the 1111 gateway, which is going to help us again to move forward and bring in more clarity and discernment. New beginnings are on the way. So I hope that helps you this month as you move forward on your ascension path. If there's any way that I can help you, please visit my website. I have 3 pathways that you can walk or more. You can combine them, whatever works for you. And there's also have all the collective archetypes on my website now that I've put together. So if you're really into collective archetypes, want to know where you're heading on your journey, take a look. And please, as always, shoot me an email or send me a message. I love to hear from you and what you thought about this, and messages just in general. I love to hear about what's happening for you. All right. So take care of yourself. Have an amazing November of healing and downloading and moving to this next stage of your spiritual destiny. And I will see you in December. I'm sending you a galaxy of love.